Hi, and welcome to another episode of B2B R&D Conversations. I'm Ellen Williams, B2B R&D CEO and co-founder, and joined here by co-founder and COO, Craig Yaris. Hey, Craig, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Alan. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm excited about today's conversation, especially today's topic, which is real-time marketing. And it's pretty hot topic for a lot of websites because we're doing a lot of reading about it. So, what's your take on real-time marketing?
Uh, you know, I think it is incredibly important for companies to be on top of what's important for their audience, which is really what I think real time marketing is all about. Serving up what they want right then, maybe even before they know they want it. Um, but I'm concerned over our, our view of real time marketing.
Okay, what
It's
do you mean by that?
it's serving up what we want right now, but I think we still have the expectations that marketing be at a certain level. And I think all of these new tools, this Periscope, Meerkat, and Blab, which we've been playing with for a bit, are allowing us as consumers to lower our expectations. So I think there's sort of a dichotomy of what we expect from brands and companies. So, and I'm not sure how that's going to play out.
So, you're talking a little bit about traditional marketing and the expectations that we've built as far as what brands are delivering in comparison to the newer real-time marketing, which let's take a minute to define that because real-time marketing, although you mentioned Periscope, Meerkat, and Blab, which are all live streaming systems and platforms, although they are a part of real time because you're able to watch them in real time. It's more than just that, and you alluded to this as well. The real time marketing means delivering the message to the people who want to hear from you at a time where the message is relevant, both in content and in timing. So it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm online right now. It could mean that in some ways I knew what was going to happen in the future. I planned for it, I scheduled it so that the message received feels like it's in real time, even though it isn't being sent in real time. So there's sort of two sides to the real time marketing coin.
Okay, I totally agree with you in that regard. And I don't know that it's a question of traditional versus digital in that regard, like you had mentioned. The real-time marketing,
No, no. Yeah, I meant traditional in the sense of the way it's always been done. So even in the way digital has been done, sort of what as consumers we expect. We expect, if I tweet, I expect to hear back from you, and there's a period of time. So traditional doesn't necessarily mean print. It can mean
okay,
digital, but just what's led up to today, sort of
okay,
the same.
okay. Now I got you. When I
Making
hear
sure everybody's on the same
traditional, yeah, I when I hear traditional, I always go to the tried and true, the print, the old school. Um, but in that regard, I do think, in my mind, these now streaming apps are a function of real time marketing. It's sort of an offshoot of real time marketing. It's what I guess maybe the natural progression of real time marketing. Um, we talked in our our email this past week about the one of the first real time marketing campaigns, the Oreo cookie during the Super Bowl blackout. It was brilliant, and it almost began the trend in my mind.
I agree. Yeah,
And
that was somebody being what real time marketing is, being in the moment
yes,
with everyone else and experiencing what was going on with everyone else. Now, granted, the Super Bowl is sort of an easy target, And plenty of marketing happens around the Super Bowl. I mean, if you really want to talk traditional real-time marketing, the ads at the Super Bowl, right? That's the
Yes.
they launched them during the Super Bowl. It was a big thing. Well, what's the Super Bowl ad? It's this conversation the next day, like the game is.
Hmm.
But when you have something like Oreo, where during the blackout, they on the spot came up with a campaign about how you can still eat, you still have your Oreos even in the dark.
You can
Um,
still dunk in the dark.
it was smart, and it wouldn't have happened had they not been in the moment. Now it's taken us a few years to sort of catch up from more brands realizing, if you can capture that, almost like lightning in a bottle. But this is a little easier because we sort of understand, based on either events like that or data that we're able to gather about our prospects and customers, what they may be thinking, not just now, but tomorrow. And if we plan ahead for tomorrow, we'll meet them there.
I totally agree. And as you're talking about that campaign, another one, sort of the detriment of real time marketing, came to mind. Um,
Right.
there was a clothing company, and for the life of me, I can't remember which one, that during the Arab Spring uprisings had actually the CEO had tweeted out, talk about real time marketing. There are riots in Egypt because our spring line is coming out. It was it's exactly, it's real time marketing that is misplaced, if you will. So how do brands sort of account for uh, poor taste, if you will?
I was just gonna say account for taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that was all about. So yeah, that's a really good question, and not sure you and I have the
No.
answer to that, because taste you know, comes down to the individual. You'd think there'd be a level of common sense, because that example isn't even an oops.
No.
Like, they understood what was going on. I mean,
Yes.
we have examples of oops where a company jumped on a hashtag in real time but didn't do the due diligence of seeing what the conversation on that hashtag was doing. Then
Absolutely.
they have to back up and apologize.
But go with that then, just for a second. The oops. There's got to be some level of responsibility on companies to not blindly jump into this real-time marketing trend. That if there's a hashtag trending, that they should look at, and we're talking about minutes.
That's right.
Is real-time marketing dependent on minutes, or are hours okay? Are days okay? You had mentioned knowing what's happening tomorrow and being able to jump on it. And by the way, if we could do that with the stock market, we would be rich today.
Ah,
Uh,
absolutely.
but I'm just,
So that's sort of less predictive, right? So you're talking about being able to predict with some level of certainty the way people are going to react or respond or behave.
mhm,
So, for example, Friday nights, if you own a bar, you're going to expect it would be more crowded than a Tuesday night. So, are you scheduling tweets or other types of digital marketing at 6 o'clock on a Friday to entice people to come on down, because that's where their head is at if they're already proven to be return customers. So understanding the standard, so there's a level of prediction, but there's you can
but
hedge your bets there.
is what you just described regular marketing? I know.
But
Is
it's
that
real
different than real
time if
time?
it hits at the right time. So it is regular marketing, but I'm not telling you on Thursday what's going on Friday. I'm telling you on Friday what's going on now, because I know that's the best time to reach you, because it's what you're experiencing. It's me being part of the real time experience, even though I saw it coming.
Okay.
So that's an easy one, right? When movies open up, opening weekend of a movie, when there's an actual event that's predictable, then you can plan ahead. But the other side of the coin is being real time when things are happening, such as hashtags trending that weren't necessarily planned ahead, and you want to jump on that. So in some ways it is minutes, and to the people receiving the message it always feels like minutes. Hey, this just started, and yet they're talking about it, but yeah, we knew that was going to happen, so we can plan ahead. But if you're jumping in minutes after something unexpected has started, unfortunately yesterday there was the news,
Mm-hmm.
the newscaster who was unfortunately gunned down live.
Yep.
Like, no one expected that, obviously, but everyone had to jump on that. As when it's big news like that, news is already real time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So marketers need to have a quick response, and luckily I didn't see anything distasteful yesterday around that. A lot of things in sympathy of, but it's, that's an appropriate response, but it's still being part of the real time experience of what's going on. So a bit of an extreme
Mm-hmm.
example, but that kind of unexpected, do the right thing if you're going to be part of those conversations. And it could be do the right thing being part of any conversation, even a humorous one. You don't want to go the opposite way either.